Hi, my name is James, and I am a student at St. Joseph's University, majoring in Organizational Development and Leadership. Along with my team members, Roshana and Kamal, we would like to present to you the power of silence in coaching. So how effective could a coach be if he or she simply remained silent and offered no advice or insight on how to fix a client's problems? When coaching, we often feel that when the client has stopped talking, we must immediately break the silence and assume that the client is finished with their thinking. As coaches, we feel that our value is based on what we say and how soon we can say it. Well, Nancy Kline, who is the president of Time to Think, an international leadership development and coaching company, states that the purpose of coaching is to allow the clients to have time to think for themselves and to allow them to come up with the solutions to their issues all on their own. Nancy explains that the real art of coaching is silence. By providing the client with our undivided attention and silence, we as coaches can provide an environment in which the client is able to generate all of the plans, actions, and conclusions that they need to gain from the session simply from their own thoughts and feelings. All we need to offer as coaches is simple, incisive questions to guide the client, such as what more do you think, or what more do you feel, or what more do you want to say? Now we will present a demonstration of how the power of silence can allow a coach, portrayed by Kamal, to help a client, portrayed by Roshana, to come up with the answers to her issue on her own.
Good evening, Roshana. I'm happy to see you here. I do believe you have a few things you'd like to discuss with me. Would you like to go ahead and share what's on your mind?
Yes, Kamal, thank you for talking to me today. I'm having a lot of issues here within my current position within the company. I came in about 2 months ago on Monday to find out that we were moving. Our whole section was moving. The problem is that most of my team has all moved to a different section in the building, and I have been moved on a total separate end from them. And it's really upsetting me. It's really making me feel unvalued in a way. And I say that because I understand the company has been expanding, and there's been a lot of new people and a lot of new temporary employees and a lot of people who have come in and have gotten directly hired. And when I came in to learn that I was moving, I was moved to the section with the temporary employees who've been here about 3 or 4 months now. And they're in a certain section of the building that's pretty much for temporary employees where it's very inconvenient. The workspaces are very small. There's a lot of traffic that comes through there for conferences and different employees coming through, so it's always noisy. And I feel like I don't understand why I'm being placed in that section with them when I've been with the company for over 5 years. Since we were a small company, I've seen a lot of growth here. I've been a part of that growth. I've been open to helping out and doing whatever my direct supervisors have asked for me. I've always been a team player. And to be put in this section with much less working space than I had before, and to be moved away from my team without any real explanation as to why this happened, it really upsets me. And it, like I said before, it really makes me feel unvalued. It makes me feel like I could be here today and gone tomorrow with the rest of the temporary employees that I'm working with right now.
How do you feel about the expansion of the company? What are your thoughts about them expanding and the new people that are brought on?
I feel like it's great that the company is expanding because when it happened, I felt like I was going to be a part of that expansion. I was going to be a part of that growth. challenging assignments. I was learning new things that I hadn't learned before while I was here. So I thought, wow, this is really great that I'm being part of this whole expansion project. And I felt confident about my role here. I felt good coming into work every day. And everything was going great. I see new employees coming in. I welcome them. I'm totally fine with it. And then all of a sudden, I feel like I'm not a part of the expansion anymore. I feel like I'm dispensable. I really don't understand why my whole team is somewhere else and I'm not with them. And they're moving up and they're growing, and I feel like I'm being put back. And I just don't understand how new employees are coming in and they're getting hired right away, and they're given better working spaces. They're with near my team who I've worked with for all this long, and I'm here with people who I'm not sure if I'll see them when I walk in the next day. I just really feel like there's really been no explanation given to me that makes sense why I've been moved here. I've talked to my management, I've talked to my direct supervisor, and the best information they can give me is that they're working on it. While I have to sit here all day with this high traffic area and feel like I'm put into a role of a trainer that I didn't agree to. I'm constantly helping people, and I feel like I'm helping their growth, and I'm certain about my own growth. I wasn't asked to be a trainer. I didn't ask how I was going to feel about helping out, and why did I get put here with them? I feel like I was put here with them maybe because I don't know if I'm going to be on my way out or if they needed somebody to train. But either way, nobody discussed anything with me or tried to ask how I felt about it, if I was okay with it. I'm totally not okay with it. I'm uncomfortable. And I've actually started to look within the website, within our job, to make a lateral change, to move to a different department. I'm going to be looking into applying for a different position because I don't feel valued in the position that I'm in right now. So I feel like if I get a new manager, that I will have someone who will listen to my concerns and who will care about me as an employee, about making me feel valued with this company and making me feel secure. I feel like I need to make that move. Those are my plans, and I'm going to try to make a move within a different business unit with a manager that I know values their employees. I'm going to start applying more aggressively. I have been looking. I have applied to one role, but I am going to start doing it every day. I'm going to look, and I'm planning on moving out of this department.
Do you think you would be happy with the change of roles? Do you think you would be prepared, and would this be a role you'd like to pursue going forward?
Yes, it's a role I would be happy with, since I feel like I have been here for 5 years. I have a lot of knowledge about this company. I'm very valuable to this company with the knowledge that I have, since we have so many new employees coming in who really don't know the culture of this company. They're getting trained, and they're coming in and out. Some people are here a couple months. Some people are gone. But I've been here for 5 years, and I'm dedicated to this job, and I know that I could be a value in a different position.
Well, Roshana, it seems that you have a path forward. I think you have articulated what you need to do. All I can do is wish you the best, and please keep me informed as to your progress. I wish you good luck in the future.
As you can see from the demonstration, Kamal was able to help Roshana by remaining silent and only asking a few incisive questions, letting her work through her issue on her own. Kamal described his experience using this coaching method as being difficult at first because of feeling that it was his duty to advise Roshana every step of the way and to help her fix her issue. However, after seeing how easy and helpful this method is for the client, Kamal is planning to implement it into his future coaching sessions. Roshana summarized her feelings of the method from a client's perspective as being rewarding, that she had the opportunity to conceive her solution with little advice from Kamal. Essentially, Roshana needed Kamal's incisive questions and the time to process her thoughts to be able to come up with her own solution to her issue. This method of coaching is backed by scientific research. Professor Paul Brown, a clinical and organizational psychologist, has described the neuroscience involved when a client feels that they have their coach's undivided attention. He explains that it is the process of approach hormones bathing the cortex which calms the amygdala, opening up the limbic system to allow the client to think. If the coach keeps interrupting the client's thought process, avoid hormones bathe the cortex, causing the client's thinking to decrease. Therefore, by jumping in when the client is silent to offer advice or trying to fill the dead air with dialogue, a coach is extinguishing independent thinking, and this contradicts the purpose of coaching. There is a point of view that suggests that coaches are assessed by what they say, and that a client expects the coach to provide all the answers and not just to act as a sounding board. Nancy Kline argues that coaches should be both essential to the client as well as irrelevant. Essential in that the coach should listen to the client and ask incisive questions which open up the client's mind, generating answers and ideas which are many times far better than that of what the coach could have come up with. Irrelevant in that the coach should not interrupt the client's thought process or assume that they must think or act for the client. Nancy further points out that most coaches wait for opportunities to add their insight by waiting for the slightest indication that their client has finished speaking. Coaches should understand their responsibility to free the mind of their client by continuing to ask, what more do you think? What more do you feel? Or what more do you want to say? By attentively listening to the client, allowing them to think through their problems and situations, and trusting their intelligence to generate exceptional ideas, a coach can be extremely effective by simply remaining silent. For Kamal, Roshana, and myself, we hope that this presentation has given you a new perspective on the process of coaching. Thank you.